welcome back to the channel. My name is Pep, if you're new to this channel. I have been thinking about this topic for the last couple of weeks and was realizing that as subjective as our taste in perfume actually is, the subject for this perfume is, I guess, even another layer of subjectivity to what makes us love a perfume. Now, I have a collection of about 65 bottles of fragrance, probably as many as that in samples and decants. And what got me thinking about perfume that I consider to be beautiful was the fact that, yes, I love the majority of the perfumes I own, but for different reasons. We can love a perfume, for instance, because it makes us feel a certain way. It has a particular scent association that makes us enjoy it. Some perfumes are worn like an identity or a particular armor. If you want to suit a perfume to a particular occasion, you love it for that reason. You might love a perfume also because it reminds you of a particular thing. But when it comes to fragrance that I own, there's actually not that many that I love because I smell it and think of it as beautiful. And I did what I do a lot and Googled what the basic definition of beautiful or beauty was, and that was essentially something that really pleases the senses. I mean, in this case, we're talking about smell, but there are some perfumes that I have tried that really just evoke beauty, and when I smell them, they might remind me of a visual element that's beautiful, or a tactile element that's beautiful, particularly beautiful music in some cases. So I'm going to talk about 10 fragrances here that I consider to be that I enjoy or love purely because I think they are beautiful. Now, I want to stress again, subjective, totally subjective. But the fragrances I own that I'm going to talk about, to me, really just do something to me. They change my brain, my brain chemistry, the way anything that is beautiful would do that. They change your brain chemistry. You might breathe a little faster, or your heart beats a little quicker. And these are some of the fragrances that have done that to me. I want to point out also, of the fragrances I'm going to talk about in this video, I only actually own 2. And there are various reasons why I don't own the other ones. And yes, I did find them beautiful, but sometimes we don't have things just because they're beautiful, or we don't need to own them, or there are other things keeping us from owning them. So anyway, I'm getting too in the weeds here. I'm going to start by talking about one of the first perfumes I smelled that really almost the first time I smelled it kind of took my breath away, really. It's like one of those experiences where it hits your skin and it's almost a little bit overwhelming. And that perfume is Fate Woman by Amouage. Sadly, it's been discontinued. I did used to own a bottle of this fragrance. It is one of those fragrances where when you look at the bottle, it is it's almost perfectly matched to what you're smelling. When I smell this fragrance, a visual comes into my head, and it's in particular a painting by Gustav Klimt, and it's the very, very famous painting, The Kiss. When you look at that painting and see all the stand back and look at it, yes, as a whole, it's magnificently beautiful, but just the intricacy of what is going on that canvas really translates into how Fate Woman smells and how I react to it when I smell. It's been discontinued. I no longer have the bottle of Fate Woman. If anyone has never smelled it but has had the opportunity to smell vintage opium from Yves Saint Laurent, there are some similarities between those two perfumes. So if you found opium to be a beautiful symphonic perfume, then definitely Fate Woman is in that category as well. One of the perfumes that I do own and I talk about, I'm going to talk about a couple here where, for me, they evoke the whole process of falling in love, being in love, and the heartbreak of losing that love. For me, Ombre Nuit by Dior from the private collection, when I used to own that bottle as well, when I had that perfume, it reminded me of all the beautiful feelings of romantic love and those early flushes of being excited about being in love. And as a kind of counterpoint to that, and incidentally, another amber perfume, Ombre Russe by Parfum d'Empire, to me I've described this perfume as kind of heartbreakingly beautiful. And for whatever reason, there is an element when I smell this that has a tinge of sadness, of heartbreak, of the end of that beautiful love that started with Ombre Nuit. And Ombre Russe is, I guess, the natural cycle of those types of things that happen in your life. Another amber perfume, and I guess it's probably not a coincidence that there are a few ambers mentioned here when I think about beautiful perfumes. Another amber perfume from the Dior private collection, and I think it's also been discontinued, or you can only get it in very specific places like a Dior flagship store in Paris, is Mitza. That one, to me, really represents the beauty of glamour. The first time I smelled Mitza on someone, it felt like the imagery that popped up was really a glamorous movie star walking the red carpet, and all the, if not sort of shallow beauty that goes along with it. Beauty nonetheless, but probably not for me something that smells like the depths of Ombre Nuit or Ombre Russe. But Mitza in itself is something that you can't really ignore when it's in front of you, and you kind of sort of, just give in to the blinding prettiness of that perfume. When it comes to different beautiful perfumes that I consider beautiful, there is a couple that I want to mention here. One of them is one that I have not smelled for a long time. I only got to sample it a few times, but it's I guess indicative of the fact that I have thought about it a lot over the years. And the reason I haven't got it or, still wearing it is because it's been discontinued for a while. It was very difficult to get in the first place. And it's from the Thierry Mugler, I guess their version of exclusive line. It's Over the Musk. That one with its kind of powderiness, like sort of white, clean musks and ambrette in particular. There are some similarities with Diptych's Fleur de Peau, and I think that perfume is the type of beauty of, I guess, the intimacy that you can share with some people. It's that lying in bed with your lover, having a quiet moment, the smell of the skin. Outside world is shut out from where you are, the here and now. There's a lovely sense of immediacy about smelling a scent like that. The other perfume that I do own that I've always found so beautiful is Helmut Lang's Eau de Parfum. This one here I find beautiful because it comforts me. It's the perfume I spray on where I want to feel like I'm being comforted and nothing can hurt me. And there is such a warm feeling about being in that cloud of comfort and being secure and loved. There was one perfume that I used to own that is a really operatic, to me, it's a really operatic perfume. When I smelled that perfume, I very commonly thought of a beautiful tragic opera where the singing is sending chills up your spine. It is Le Mat by Menditorosa Talisman's collection. It was a gorgeous rose paired with Immortelle. There was some cinnamon, warm spices in it. It was a very dramatic perfume, and the first time I ever smelled it, it was something that like I'd never smelled before. Nothing I'd ever smelled before that was even close to the way this impacted. And this was, to me, whenever I wore it, felt like a special occasion perfume, that beautiful feeling of doing something that you don't get to do very often and just feeling special about wearing it. Another perfume that was like that for me, where that evoked the potential of something lovely happening, unexpected, making me smile, was one from Roja Dove. It is of all the I haven't smelled many, but from all the Roja Doves that I have smelled, this one has kind of stuck with me the most. I might get it one day. That I still sort of balk at the prices of these perfumes, but this one might surprise a few of you. But I really find A Midsummer Dream a beautiful perfume. It really evokes the potential of something nice happening, and you don't really quite know what that is. The last one that I want to talk about is Kier d'Ange by Hermès, by Jean-Claude Helena. That perfume really, when I think about wearing it, I feel like I'm part of the clouds, or at least makes me feel like I'm lying alone on a beautiful grassy field, and I'm staring straight up at a magnificent sky with wonderful fluffy clouds. The sun is setting, and it's really an abstract feeling of being immersed in the beauty of nature, even though the scent itself, when you break it down analytically, it's hard to make that connection. But this is, I guess, what I'm talking about with these perfumes, because when you let something artistic or something that involves one of your senses, when you let it happen to you, your mind, your brain makes these sort of abstract connections to things in the same way that you can look at a painting in a gallery. One may have no impact on you whatsoever. You look at another one and you don't understand it necessarily, or you don't have any information about what went behind the inspiration to this perfume, but it is affecting you at some emotional level. And this is what I think about when I think about beautiful perfumes. I have a lot of favorite perfumes, but when I wear them, the first thing, sometimes the fact that they smell beautiful is not the first thing I think about. It might be the way, the identity I take on when I'm wearing them, or the mood that it puts me in. It doesn't necessarily make me think of beauty. And really what the world needs more of, and always needs more of, is beautiful things. Now, I want to know what your beautiful perfumes are. Please put them in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing what your reactions are or what your suggestions are, and I'll definitely try some that I have not tried before. Thank you for indulging me as usual. I like to talk about these sort of things when it comes to perfume, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.